aid that wouldn't be enough to kill off Wicked, so he was completely in his own right to be that harassing, and it paid off, I think, great.
Well, Crumbs is going to get that red buff. We see Shook doing exactly the same. Shook, whatever you'd like to call him. It is a red buff for him. So double buffs for both junglers, and both actually down the bottom half of the map. Let's see if they go for any engages. Remember, First Blood came last time. It was on Kiwi Kid.
And Tarek's stun early can be chained with the Jinx traps that she throws down, and could very easily be chained again by an Elise Cocoon if they decide to go for this. So it only takes one stun, and they could get the kill. There is Eve, though. Here it comes.
Stun goes down, but it's already cleansed off. You can see Tabs is putting the damage down. Kiwi Kid the focus. Crumbs goes back in, though. Could they turn this one around? Crumbs has to back away. Cutie Pie's chasing. That's going to be First Blood, but Shook trying to get away. He gets caught out by Kiwi Kid. Meanwhile, Cutie Pie's in all sorts of trouble. Tabs is going to get himself a double once again. Oh. Now he's on towards Kiwi Kid. Kiwi trying to back away. And look at Froggen. Froggen's heading his way down there already. He wants to get himself involved in this. It's a double buff up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Froggen that gets it.
We thought that Alliance won the first game handily, but the start to the second game is even more impressive. They now have double buffs on their mid lane and their bottom lane. So even though Shook has his first death in the series, it is absolutely worth it because that 3v3 went bad real quickly for Dignitas. Crumbs actually opted in to that counter gank after he saw his team getting engaged on, and it ends up getting all three of them killed.
Well, what disasters await for Dignitas after that start by Alliance. It is a 1,000 gold lead already, but that doesn't really matter because it's all about those kills. Pink Ward being put down by Shook in that mid lane. River, and now he's actually heading north, so he's already looking to maybe make a play on Cruiser.
He may try because Wicked's not going to be as dominating early on in this lane with Malphite, especially since he hasn't built any mana itemization yet on Malphite. He's not able to harass Cruiser down that heavily. I think it's actually a good time now for Shook to just farm as much as possible. He did lose those double buffs and needs to get a little bit of strength back while the rest of his lanes just do well with the double buffs they've acquired.
There's chompers being thrown out by Tabs, and Crumbs is making his way to the bottom lane, but he's going to step straight across. Actually, he's not a ward, so he's not been spotted. He is trying to go sneakily in there, but Kazmich immediately throwing that dazzle out on towards Cutie Pie. Tabs with that double buff, he's a target they really want to get.
I mean, Crumbs is hoping right now that Alliance tries to push their advantage a little bit too heavily, but the way that I'm a Cutie Pie and Kiwi Kid are playing right here is giving it away. There's no reason that I'm a Cutie Pie and Kiwi Kid would be up that far if they didn't have backup.
Well, Shook was reading this one like a book, and he's already making his way down there. The minion on the side, the wit or white, whatever you'd like to call it, has been taken down. The dazzle goes on to Cutie Pie. Here they come. Cruiser's coming. Crumbs is going to come around the side. I'm a Cutie Pie already taken very low from this one. The cocoon does not land. That should be the end of this attack.
Yeah, and they just had to wait until Shook was in range so that the 3v3 would push them back. Alliance knew they were stronger in a 3v3, and like I said, like, I'm a Cutie Pie and Kiwi Kid can't give away ganks that obviously. They know they're down in the lane. The only reason they would be playing aggressive is if Crumbs was there. It's not worth it to have an invisible jungler champion if you're going to give everything away.
It's going to be Crumbs coming in. This time Tabs is in trouble. They're going to slow him down. This will be the first kill once again. It's Crumbs that picks it up for Dignitas. That was an interesting play because it was the mid lane where Shook had gone away to the mid.
Yeah, and that was a much better gank by Crumbs and the whole team that time because they weren't playing aggressively before the gank happened. That allowed them to turn the aggression around.
And there's the aggression going on to Crumbs. Crumbs trying to dash away from this one. Kazmich is coming close. He has got the dazzle if he can get close enough, but that was a good slow from Kiwi Kid.
Yeah, Kiwi Kid's karma is looking a little better this game. You can obviously see the early game strength coming down when he's able to land those Qs, but they're going to need a whole lot more from him after losing those 3 kills early.
Big minion wave. Tabs is making his way down here. Kazmich throws out the stun on towards Cutie Pie. Blows him back in there. The cleanse was used, but that's not going to be enough. He's going to get taken down. It's Shook that picks up the kill.
Yeah, and they might just continue on to Crumbs. Let's see if they can spike down.
They're going to try and get it towards Shook. Kiwi Kid picks up the kill. So that was Crumbs once again on Evelyn turning it back around. This is a much closer bottom lane skirmish.
Yeah, Dignitas has fought back in a couple of big ways right there. I feel like I'm a Cutie Pie dashing in a little bit before that Gragas barrel at least trapped some of the Alliance guys in. But there's the teleport Malphite.
He's got unstoppable force available, and he catches Crumb's max range. He was leashed out by Kiwi Kid, and now Kiwi Kid's going to get those shards on him. He's slowed down. Kazmich gets close. He's going to have that dazzle available, but can't get close enough.
So that's the team impact that Wicked likes having with Malphite. But he burned absolutely all his summoner spells in that engagement just to get the one kill onto Crumbs, who was already struggling. So yes, it puts Crumbs back a little bit, but it enables Cruiser to farm a lot on Shyvana, and that is something he was not able to do in the last matchup.
And actually, Tabs farming between the lanes here on Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie having to get back into the lane. He's got a big minion wave. He's already missed out on one wave there, so it's, in terms of CS, it's swung back in his favor. Shook goes in towards that top lane onto Cruiser. Cruiser was farming quite happily freely this time, but ironically, Wicked, despite teleporting down, is still ahead in farm.
Yeah, that's not a good sign early on, and I wonder what Wicked's building here on Malphite. You don't see a Sheen start very frequently from Malphite. A couple of reasons that could be is the Sheen is good for him because he uses so much mana in lane, and because Cruiser is a melee champion, he will be able to actually get Sheen procs off in between some of his spell rotations when Cruiser engages.
That was a cocoon landing. Scar is going to get the bomb down on towards him. Ignite is running. One more little bit of damage, but Shook's going to get drawn into this one. He repels away, but he's got nowhere to go. Crumbs comes in. He can do a drive-by. Flashes in. Will he get the slowdown? The leash is on Frog, and Frog is in all sorts of trouble. He's going to get caught out. Crumbs will pick himself another, but it's Kiwi Kid that takes it.
And this actually draws this game right back to being close. The fact that every lane now has taken some little bit back for Dignitas. Scar getting the kill onto Shook. Crumbs getting some... Okay.
Easy for me to say, that's for sure, but the thing for me there is there's 3 kills Kiwi Kid's picked up that Crumbs was about to take. Evelyn getting those kills, it would be such a different game for him right now with those 4 kills.
Absolutely, D-Man. It would be an easier game for him with those 4 kills. Got to get my voice back a little bit. It's a crazy game. 5 kills to 6. Only 10 minutes in. Definitely a lot more action, and a lot closer in many ways. I do feel like Alliance took some liberties with their composition and the over-aggression that they've been displaying here, and it's biting them a little bit.
Well, Wicked is back in that top lane, farming away. We'll see how that develops. Froggen is going to take his own blue buff this time away with that Gragas barrel. Not going to manage to get any steals through. Tabs keeping the pressure on the bottom lane, but despite the kills back and forth, AD carries, Tabs is winning out because he's the one that's got the kills. Kiwi Kid's been picking those kills up, not greedily, just simply securing the kills as it were. And look at these two at the top lane farming between each other, but again, it's the focus on the bottom. Yeah, and unless Wicked uses that health crystal for something else, it could be a Trinity Force Malphite if he decides for it. That's strange, to say the least. You'd either see the all AP or the all tank Magic Pen Malphite. Trinity Force is definitely a new thing, but if he's confident enough, we'll have to wait and see if it works. Evelyn was spotted out there, and Shook's already possibly coming down to see him. They may try and make their way past that red buff. You can see he's just lingering in that bush, ready and waiting for him to pass on by. Froggen also coming around as well. They have the timing on red buff because it was Shook that was around there last time around. Scaricus managed to get caught out by Froggen, though. Uses that explosive pack, but just gets drawn straight back in by like explosive cast. And that belly just pinned him against the wall. And it was Shook this time that picked up the kill. And that was really clever play by Froggen. He walked actually through a ward that Dignitas had placed and faked like he was going to gank the bottom lane. So Skara tried to walk safely through his own jungle to potentially support his bottom lane so he didn't get dove, and Froggen just cut him off with some really nice barrel placements. And now Crumbs has got to be careful he doesn't get spotted out because he's actually between Froggen and Shook. And Shook once again is caught in with that cocoon. The damage coming in. Froggen's chasing in there. Crumbs is going to run towards his support. It's going to be Kiwi Kid just lingering off at the side. He's going to come in, try and slow things down, try and turn the fight around. Instead, Crumbs is going to get caught out. The dazzle comes in. It's Kazmich actually that gets the kill. Shook is going to survive with that ignite running. Slippery Shook right there, being able to just escape over that dragon wall. It was the bait and back there because Crumbs actually turned around because they thought they were going to be able to turn a kill. Gives another one back to Alliance. So kills continue to flow right now. 12 minutes into this game and, well, 13 kills down. Not going to see any more. That's the question. Kiwi Kid locking onto towards Kazmich. Kazmich coming in, throwing the dazzle back, but this mid lane turret once again is going to be Froggen's to take, and he's letting the minions do it. So again, it's Froggen winning out in the mid.
Yeah, and he's actually got 2 levels on Skara as of now. Obviously, he had a little assistance from Shook, but a lot of this from Froggen has just been him out pushing a Ziggs, which is no easy task.
Well, Shook just coming in towards that top. He's going to buy time for Wicked to back off. He's going to buy himself a couple of items, so we'll see how he builds this one out. And honestly, Shook actually up with levels on Cruiser. Cruiser's like, I don't really fancy taking on that spider right now.
Yeah, Shook has done a great job of keeping up in levels. He's been participating in a lot of kills, and here's a lot of people coming down bottom.
Teleport coming in. It is a Trinity Force being built up by Wicked. Not ready yet. Froggen joins the party. Unstoppable Force thrown out. That's going to blow Cutie Pie backwards and melt him where he stands. Super Mega Inferno shot coming out from Tabs. And that is a clean sweep once again for Alliance. They're going to take themselves a tower and any more kills if they can find them.
Oh, Wicked does have to flash out because he went a little bit too far tanking that turret. But overall, Alliance collapsed down with both of their solo laners. Dignitas had a false sense of security because they knew where the jungler was. So they assumed that the rest of the team wouldn't just be in the bottom lane, but they assumed wrong, and it cost them.
So the Dragon will be going across to Alliance. First one of the game, keeping that gold ticking in their favor. 5,000 gold is almost the advantage now, and Froggen is making his way up towards the enemy blue buff where Crumbs is standing.
And this could be another steal attempt, but they are playing this a little cautious. There were some mistakes Alliance made in the early game here, going over aggressive at some key moments, which have kind of kept Dignitas in this game for a while. So now that Alliance has gotten that bit of an edge, they're playing a bit more conservatively.
So Trinity Force has been completed now by Wicked, so be interested to see how that's developed. He's not gone tanky, he's gone straight damage. No messing around, no Sunfire capes, no nothing for him. He's just gone immediately for that damage. Those teleports are working out for him. Every time he's come down, a kill has been created.
Well, Trinity Force is a great individual item when you complete it. So even though it's unconventional on Malphite, he's very strong right now. He'll get that on-hit damage right after he slows him. You can see that one Trinity Force proc hits pretty hard. Surprisingly, it just doesn't scale that well unless he goes like full AD Malphite, because it doesn't scale with magic penetration or any of that stuff. It's going to be hard to deal with for now, though.
Cruiser is not having fun dealing with that, that's for sure. Absolutely bullied away from lane in that one. Shook once again in his favorite position, seemingly is going to find Cruiser, throws out the cocoon. This time it does not land. Kiwi Kid and Skara and Cutie Pie all around this red buff though, so it's highly contested. Shook's thinking about trying to get in and smite it, but that would be a suicidal approach.
Yeah, Shook does not need to be taking those extra risks, because he did get set back a little bit in the early game by giving up those double buffs for the betterment of the team, and he's been able to recover since then, but there's no reason to give away his high level 9 at least right now for just a chance of smite stealing.
One thing that Trinity Force does give Wicked, he's got some tremendous lane push right now. He's actually been down there, but look at it, Cruiser's gone up towards the tower.
Going?
And where are they going? Skara has to flash away from that one. All of Alliance now closing in around it. Skara desperately jumping away from this one, but he's left that mid lane completely exposed. There's not a great deal of push though coming in because there's no AD carry present. Unstoppable Force landing off through members of Dignitas, but they do turn this one back around. Froggen running through the mines, but the rest of the lane are pushing along the bottom. Alliance all gathered around the bottom of the map, but Dignitas are safe.
Froggen tunnel visioned right there. That was not a good ultimate to use because no one was in range of following up. It's going to hurt their ability to siege this turret because the threat of Alliance diving is much lower right now. They have to back away because Wicked used that ultimate preemptively.
So everybody's stepping slowly into the bush. They haven't gone just yet, leaving that barrel hanging out there, but Dignitas are all gathered. Alliance all gathered. There's no dragon available for a long time. Froggen is actually just going to back away towards that red. He's going to head off towards the top. They're just going to spread across and back away. So, time to take a moment and look across the items. See who's building what, bearing in mind that Alliance, of course, have that 5,000 gold advantage.
Yeah, it does appear like Tabs is going for his Bloodthirster Last Whisper build. That is his AD carry build. It means he's a bit more spell reliant than straight up auto attack reliant. It's just the way he plays AD carry. It combos pretty well with Taric stuns as well. Obviously, you look at Froggen. He's going for the same build he did on Nidalee. He'll rush the Rabadon's Death Cap and then maybe go for a little bit of magic penetration. But he's going to have to focus mainly I'm a Cutie Pie and a little bit of Scar because he's just going for low magic resist targets since he doesn't have magic penetration yet.
Oh, Wicked doing a great job of making sure that tower takes down as many minions as possible before it is dropped. And that will be the third outer turret of the game for Alliance. They're now closing in towards Kiwi Kid. There's Chompers getting thrown out but not finding the target.
Yeah, that was a nice mantra Q right there from Kiwi Kid, right in the choke point to completely stop Alliance from chasing through.
Crumbs heading down south, seeing if he can catch in towards them. This three-man terror squad from Alliance has been causing a lot of problems. They're going to try and turn this one around here. They're actually all caught out in a bad place. Mega Inferno Bomb's going to close in. Kazmich has to get out of the way, but it's not far enough. And Skara gets himself the kill. Cutie Pie trying to focus on which target he can go for. He will manage to catch the cooling, but not close enough. And that was a fail flash from Cutie Pie.
He was trying to keep...
No, he didn't. Who was it?
What are you talking about, man?
There was a flash in there.
Well, there's a couple kills.
I was flashed. I was dazzled by Cutie Pie's hair.
We could go run a replay maybe, and then we get to see it again. But I missed it. Anyway, Tabs actually just got the move speed from Jinx's passive to be able to escape that one. Otherwise, it would have been a really good turn from the rest of Dignitas. All said, though, it keeps things about where they were before the fight.
There was some damage put on towards that middle lane turret, and now we see Cruiser just off at the side. Wicked is above him. Wicked did use the teleport somewhere in that fight. I didn't see where he went into. I think he was going down to the bottom.
His teleport.
He cancelled it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you who flashed in a second.
You tell me. You tell me. I swear. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. No.
Nobody flashed.
Nobody flashed.
There was a bright moment on the screen.
It was a bright
because
light.
Lucian has a lot of bright skills.
I've seen the light. That's what it is. I've seen the light, and it is Dignitas losing.
Maybe. Ooh. It's looking like it right now. They need to do a lot more to come back.
They do need to do a lot more, but Alliance, you know, have been a lot more shaky in this game. They're obviously dominant in game one, 11-2 if you missed it already, and honestly, that game was over in 25 minutes. But this time, we're already closing in on the 19-minute mark, and Alliance had already taken all of the outer turrets this time around. Skara has the Ignite put on him from Froggen. But Froggen flashing away this time around. Now he finds Cruiser, though. Cruiser popping that ultimate. Froggen in all sorts of trouble. He's running away from this one. Mega Inferno Bomb thrown out. Was dodged out, but Froggen, he's still in trouble. He's not done yet. He will get taken down. But now we see Shook coming in. Shook trying to get on towards him, but he's on his own now. Dignitas are turning this around. Coming around the side, he's going to be Crumbs. Crumbs on towards Shook. Shook's trying to get away. But again, Kiwi Kid closing him out. He's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's going to get caught down, slowed down, and dropped by Skara.
Dignitas is doing a really good job at chasing some people down, and the move speed that Kiwi Kid's Karma is granting a lot of his team is what they were hoping from that support Karma in the first game. It's just the game got away from them way too quickly, and they could never kind of get to that. And now, even though they're down 3 turrets, they're fighting a lot better inside their turrets, and maybe they can get something back. Instead, they're just going to try to pull for this dragon while Shook's smite is dead.
5-man group in Dignitas getting this dragon down. This could be their first one of the game as well. Don't forget, they managed to lose the first one to Alliance. Will they try and rotate? Will they try and take any towers from this one, or will they push on immediately? Tabs has responded, realizing he can't go that far down the lane, backing well away.
Yeah, you can definitely see Tabs is trying to farm as much as possible. He's got those 4 kills, but that's a whole squad that wants him dead.
Had to flash away from that one, though. That was a good ability. Kazmich having to try and come in and support him, but Kiwi Kid is making plays right now on Karma, but Alliance, they're trying to close in. They're coming towards Cutie Pie with the culling landing very nicely, but Kazmich still has that dazzle available. It's Cutie Pie he's focusing on. He is going to land it down, but the rest of the team not on the same page. It's going to be Kiwi Kid they're focused on instead. He's going to get caught down. Shook's trying to come and catch on towards him. It's going to be Cutie Pie they're focused on. That's going to be the flash away from it, and the bomb doesn't land, but Froggen still picks it up with the second barrel, and now Wicked, he's coming around Dignitas, his own base to catch on this one. Trinity Force is locked and loaded. Will he manage to go in with the catch? Yes, he will. Skara caught out, but there's not a lot of damage on him. Instead, the Mega Inferno Bomb using the defensive mechanism. Froggen, can he land the barrel? No! Skara gets away.
Wicked getting a little creative with his gang paths. And that was actually just a really good turn and chase by Alliance. Dignitas overstepped their bounds, trying to get that kill in between the turrets. They hadn't even taken down the other turret when they tried to get Tabs. So the retreat was very long and very dangerous. this is really shaping up to be that protect the Jinx style game. And that's why Tabs is focused so heavily on farming right now, because even if the rest of the game gets away from Alliance a little bit and they're struggling to close as decisively as they did in the first one, they still have that 5-kill Jinx who is keeping up with minion farm and will be a monster in the late game.
And Wicked use that teleport to get into that top to prevent Cruiser from pushing on the lane. And again, once again, you see Cruiser not really interested in that original fight. Wicked is trying to create something. Now he's in a 2v1 situation, 3v1 actually, because Skara's coming in. Wicked has to back the hell out of him, but Crumbs and Cruiser are trying to close in towards him. Mega Inferno Bomb is available any second now, and it's going to be Skara that will be throwing it out. Once he gets close enough, Wicked is running for his life. Not too sure anyone's going to close the gap. Crumbs has got that speed boost, but it's not going to happen. Wicked is safe.
It's that Trinity Force speed coming in with Wicked, as well as his Seismic Shard, which steals move speed from Shyvana. He used it on the fastest member of Dignitas, which let him get away a bit better. And I actually have to comment about his Trinity Force and why it's working so well against Cruiser Shyvana. Normally, if a Shyvana itemizes a Spirit Visage early against Malphite, since almost all of Malphite's spell damage is magical, it will stop Malphite from being able to do damage to him. But the Trinity Force proc is physical damage, and that's why Wicked is beating him down so quickly, because Cruiser hasn't itemized that, and that's hurting him.
Skara just jumping away with that rubber ducky away from Shook's Cocoon. Tabs and the Kazmich trying to create some plays, but Alliance, I wouldn't say they've been sloppy, but they're definitely not as clean teamwork as there was in game one. They're definitely creating plays, but Dignitas are reading them this time around.
I think the first game being so one-sided kind of loosened Alliance up a little bit, and they're probably having a little bit more fun with this one, even though Wicked could make an argument about why coming in from the base was the best strategic play. I feel like he was showing off a little bit.
I think so.
And that's bleeding through to make Alliance seem a little more sloppy.
Well, both AP mids have actually built themselves up a lot of ability power. You see the Athenes and Holy Grail and the Rabadon's Death Cap on both mid laners. And I am seeing Froggen building up. Looks like the Void Staff's going to be following as well for him. Meanwhile, Ward's getting thrown down towards that blue buff. Skara's already picked that one up, and he's going to be able to get the reset and clear out that ward. Speaking of wards and trinkets, we see a lot of sweepers coming out from Alliance here.
And this is one of the first scrying orbs I've actually seen from Wicked. They went for the Greater Orb because it's been upgraded. Malphite wants that mini CV so he can land his ultimates in, and they're going in fast.
But they're not going to catch him. They did blow Skara away from there, though, and that's going to be 4 members of Alliance if they want to push him. But Tabs, so Cutie Pie is already in place to defend them away. But Alliance, like we were mentioning, this is the first time we've seen scrying. Well, in fact, this is the first time I think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, usually you'd think that just placing a ward in a spot would be more beneficial than getting that, but it's because Wicked in particular wants to be able to follow people if they go over walls just because he's Malphite. And the 3 sweeping lenses they've gotten so far, or greater lenses, is because they have so much map control right now, and they're looking of ways to really finish it. And if all of them can sweep out the wards collectively from Dignitas, they could maybe make something happen.
Cruiser coming around the backside. He might be in trouble here. Dazzle is available. He does get to use it. Wicked's tanking up this turret. The turret's going to go down. Cruiser has to run away from this one. And that is another turret picked up by Alliance. It's now 5-0 in turrets. They were 6-0 in game one. You said nobody comes back from that. But I feel Dignitas are not out of this yet.
Not yet. They need to get 1 turret back at least. Come on, 1 turret for the whole Battle of the Atlantic.
Oh, Crumbs, you are well out of position. Is he going to try and sneak around them? Alliance are just going to funnel in on towards this inhibitor turret. Dignitas are coming around the back of them.
Not coordinated right now, and this could be an ugly fight. Dignitas is trying to flank it around, but here comes Alliance.
Oh, the tower went down just at the time Crumbs comes in. He managed to get his ultimate in there nicely, but Cruiser's going to get singled out, but he's a tanky mob right now. They are going to force Alliance back from this one. The Cullen's going to get used. That's massaging Wicked's back, but Alliance are not done yet.
It's a good way of describing what Cutie Pie was just doing. Nice physical imagery right there. Cutie Pie massaging Wicked's back as he runs away on Malphite. But that's what happened right there. Alliance took a little bit of harass while they finished the turret because they all sat in the Mega Inferno Bomb, and they just decided to disengage. Because the way that Dignitas came into that fight wasn't very good for fighting when all was said and done, and it was an easy disengage for Alliance.
Lots of minions being picked up by Wicked now. 238, highest on board. Actually, I tell a lie. How can I question Froggen? Of course, 250 CS for him, of course. So he's much higher still. It is the Dragon available, and it's Dignitas that are looking to take this one. Remember, the money, the gold advantage is going to be quite high. You talked about it before. They're not at level 15 yet, so it's not quite at max, but it's definitely going to be a lot of gold on the line here.
And they really need it, too, because Dignitas is down 8,000 gold before this Dragon. You can see it actually jumped. That was a 1,200 gold Dragon they just picked up, which that's pretty much as good as 2 full kills. Maybe 3, depending on who they get.
Well, we are seeing the wards coming out. Dignitas trying to ward up. They're aware that Baron is a possibility now for Alliance. Alliance are already using those sweeping lenses to make sure that those wards get cleared out pretty quickly. Another one goes down. They have full lock and load on these wards placements that Kiwi Kid just put down. Fortunately for him, they have all just been swept.
And there's a bit of a mind game that happens now in the 2014 season when they're trying to use all of these sweeping lenses to get rid of wards. You see wards in some really strange places sometimes so that the default spot to sweep wouldn't be taken. And Alliance is just doing their best to get all of the wards out of the jungle. They've done quite a good job so far getting them out, but you can see all their lenses are on cooldown right now, and Kazmich just can't quite see that ward with the pink they have in the Baron pit.
It's just on the edge of it. Meanwhile, we're seeing the golems actually being clept away. Wicked now pushing down the bottom lane. He's been used pretty much as the split pusher the entire time. That is what Wicked's been doing. He's got that teleport available if the fight would happen, but he's actually done a very good job of split pushing as well. Now he's completed that Spirit Visage. He's had that tankiness in him from the Warden's Mail for a long time as well, and the Trinity Force to just chunk those minions down and ground slamming, pretty much wiping them out in one sweep.
And the Trinity Force was actually a really smart purchase, as we mentioned earlier, because it allowed him to beat up Crumbs in the split pushing battle, and it gives them so much more freedom for making plays like this since he wins the lane and is free to teleport in whenever he wants.
That Baron is already down to half health and going down very quickly. Crumbs is close by though. He's going to get caught out. Oh, Cocoon lands in there. Dazzle as well. He's already dropped incredibly low and will get taken down. The Mega Inferno bomb coming in from Skara. Is it going to be enough? Kazmich dropping low. The Culling coming out but not really landing on anyone. Froggen throws out the barrel. Cruiser has to get away. Gets locked up. Tabs takes him down. Now Skara's going to run for his life. The teleport from Wicked was used to catch in there, and Skara is going to have a very hard job escaping from Wicked here. He's just going to get mowed down. One more shot to do it, and that is a 3-kill clean sweep for Alliance as they bait out the Baron.
Yeah, Malphite slapped Skara to death at the end of that one, and it was just Dignitas not quite being in position yet again. It didn't grant a Baron to Alliance, but it did grant them some very key kills.
Well, Cutie Pie fancies a kill here. Kiwi Kid, if he can catch the slow, and in Flash was forced to be used there. So that's a win, a tiny win of that, but it's a win nonetheless, and it's a 9,000 gold difference. Let's look at this replay.
Yeah, you can see that even though Crumbs landed a good ultimate and got a lot out of his shield, it was all for nothing because the team couldn't follow it up immediately. Obviously, Wicked went off to the side in the bottom. He actually just jumps on Skara, and no one on Dignitas participated in that fight, really. You could see Cruiser was all the way in. Wicked actually didn't even get his ultimate on Skara in order to kill him down. Let's see how many slaps he gets. That's at least 2. Would have been about 10 more, and then he finished him off.
Slapping him like crazy. Sweepers being used all over the map. Everybody clearing out those wards that did just get planted, and no one has a good, clean vision right now. There's a pink ward you can see from Alliance just in that bush that hasn't been swept yet. And you were talking about this yesterday. Those pink wards, while they are visibly able to be spotted, now they're starting to use these unusual spots that people just don't check there, and it will stay there forever.
Yeah, they have to make sure the pink wards, just got to run in some bushes you wouldn't expect, which people have kind of been trained playing League of Legends for so long. Don't run into bushes that seem unnecessary, because that's just going to get you killed now and again. But sometimes you got to take that risk.
Now they're going to go in. Mega Inferno Bomb's not going to find his target. Kazmich is going to get singled out by Crumbs, but Alliance are turning this one around. Good minds being used from Skara to stop that attack in its tracks.
But Malphite is around the side. Who's he going to go for?
Unstoppable Force is available. He hasn't used it up yet. Skara's going to maybe get focused on Cutie Pie. They're going to get very close together. This could be a prime target, prime candidate. Instead, they're going to single out Skara and just beat him down once again. Those slaps coming in. Froggen with the barrel picks himself up a kill.
And Dignitas tried to engage that fight because they saw that Wicked was in the bottom lane. But throughout this entire Battle of the Atlantic series, Alliance has done an amazing job of disengaging and really picking their fights. They did it again right there. It meant the Dignitas didn't have a real chance to fight, and now Crumbs, he's in trouble as well.
Wicked just tracking down Crumbs like a scent dog there. He knew exactly where he was going. Oh, the Cocoon, no max range, didn't quite catch on. I did just see someone actually getting caught out as the Baron, obviously causing damage on them. Explosive Cask is definitely going to finish the deal. That's Baron picked up for Alliance.
That was Froggen saying mine as he threw the barrel at it. He knew Wicked would have had it concerned or covered completely, but he wanted to get the kill. He's now 5-2 on Gragas. With the Baron being picked up by Alliance, they have gained a larger stranglehold on the game. At least Dignitas has 2 turrets to the 6 of Alliance, but I think Alliance is in complete control.
It is 18-8 in kills, and of course, you say that gold lead is starting to grow rather exponentially. It's currently at 13,000 gold to Alliance, and they are continuing to drive home their advantage. Big critical shots now coming out from Tab, starting to clear those minions in second, switching across those rockets as waves at the bottom and waves at the middle, pushing in towards Dignitas base. The siege is on.
Yeah, they don't have quite the poke they had in game 1, but they still have Gragas and Elise. They'll have plenty if they decide to get a catch early. And Dignitas goes right away.
Kazmich gets dropped there. It's Crumbs that manages to pick up the kill. Culling coming out. Wicked trying to tank that one out. Still not managed to use that ultimate. Wicked's just holding on, holding that trigger. And honestly, I'm not too sure they're going to pull it because, well, comes Cruiser does get taken down just towards the end there, but that is a close engagement. A support for a top laner, though. You got to feel it's Alliance again on top.
Yeah, they got Tabs extremely low, and it looks like Crumbs wants to finish the job. They're not letting this inhibitor go down without a fight.
He's going to try and sneak around the side. It's Tabs he wants to get in, but that's the inhib going down, and the rest of Dignitas have had to back away and give up this inhibitor. Crumbs is still hanging around the side here. They may try and get some exit kills. It is a Baroned up Alliance, so he has to be really cautious about what target he goes for. That's going to be unstoppable force going in, and just like that, Cutie Pie is deleted from the map. Scarra's going to get focused on. He gets dropped. It's a double kill, and that could be game for Alliance.
Crumbs never made it into that fight because they were trying to turn it around, but Alliance struck first right there. Wicked turned it, Crumbs never made it in, and this is the game.
This is the game. It's going to be Europe striking first. It will be 1-0 as Alliance take down Dignitas in a clean sweep 2-0. Game 1 was a stomp. Game 2 was much closer. But honestly, it's Crumbs that's just getting beat. Oh, Froggen.
Well, that one he actually had to kill secure. I feel like he may have gotten away. At this point, they may try and get a fountain kill.
I think they're having fun right now.
They've been having fun this whole game.
They've been having fun this whole game. Teleport coming back in. Wicked, what has he been back to buy? It is going to be the Randian Zone, and they're just going to keep poking him on this turret. And honestly, they've got a really good fountain poke team.
Manner.
Dancing from Wicked. Dancing from Wicked. Froggen with big smiles in his face. Not so much smiles from Dignitas as those barrels. Oh. Cutie Pie taken so low there. Those barrels are hurting.
I wonder what Dignitas is going to do about this. They can't get out of their base.
I think it's an interesting dance move that Cruiser's trying to pull, but Crumbs is going to try and come out. Zonius tries to bait them in there. Is it going to be enough? No, he's going to back off once again. Now Static Shiv is doing damage.
The Baron regen is keeping them all healthy as well. We did call this game over, but it appears there's still many battles to be fought.
The super minions are going to finish it for us just off the side there. We see the Nexus, unstoppable force on the fountain. They go in, finish the game off with 2 kills.